Oldest people on the earth in every part of the planet, even in Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, America, they are all melanated beings. Going down to the Peking man of Asia, the oldest people are fully African. Going to England, Cheddar man, 10,000 years ago, the oldest man are African. Going into Russia, the oldest remains are African. The oldest remains of Italy, right? African. In Romania, and also in America, Lucia being an African woman, African people, we are the original people of the planet. And other people just came about 6,000 years ago. But it wasn't through evolution, it was through genetic engineering.
What that tells you is that the genetic diversity within Africa as the origin of our species is greater than it is between any other two people anywhere else in the world. But because the anthropologists were not thinking genetic diversity, they're thinking skin color. They put them all in one bin. But if you have the most genetic diversity, then in practically every way humans vary, you would find the extreme of that in the African continent. Where would you find the tallest people in the world? How about the shortest people in the world?
Pygmies.
The pygmies. Where might you find the slowest people in the world? Well, no one looks for them. How about the fastest people? Africa. How about the smartest person in the world? Africa. The Europeans did not look for people smarter than they were. Okay? And to this day, where they find evidence where that might have been the case, you have people saying aliens did it. So my point is, if you don't look for it and you don't find it and you're going to create a map of humans of the world, you're going to put yourself at the top. What that tells you.
For people who've looked into the truth about history and the truth about countries, and I'm not talking about the propaganda they push through school and History Channel and all that, African Americans or black people, they were in the majority of countries first as well before white people. That's also naturally why their hair grows upwards towards the ether and our hair grows down lower. That's also why they don't get poisoned or sunburned by the sun. The sun actually electrically charges them. People also think that they actually have melanin. They have carbon within their skin. Okay? And I can go very deep about things that are going on. And TikTok will take this video down if I do. And all I'm going to say to you is do your own deep research on this. Do not just listen to what you are told about history, okay? How you feel doesn't matter. Again, as I say, how you feel doesn't matter, because how you feel is probably your emotional attachment to ideas you have been taught growing up.
You're coming across my YouTube, you're welcome. Today we're looking at the origin of man, and the lies that have been perpetuated over the years is what is being debunked. You know, you can cover the truth, but you can't cover it anymore. And so all over the world, they are finding out that the origin of mankind, the DNA of the black race, is unique. It's like something that is the key, or like the motherboard that unlocks every other genetic code. Whether you are talking about the Asians, when you're talking about smart people, we're talking about tall people, you're talking about people of different races and ability, they all trace its primary origin to the black race, but more specifically the African continent. And that is what we're looking at in today's video. Credit to the original content creators. If you're a first timer, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Please do well to hit the subscription button, hit the notification button, so that when we bring up updates, you'll be the first to be notified. So let's dive right into the video, and at the end of the day, we'll come to give you our own personal comprehensive analysis of what our thoughts and views are. All credits to the original content creators in these videos.
Over 1 million views, and I want to clarify a few things that I said. I said that you can be 100% black, you can't be 100% white. Because the only Homo sapiens on this earth that are not mixed with any other Denisovan or Neanderthal DNA, the only 100% pure Homo sapiens are sub-Saharan Africans. I did not distinguish between Northern African DNA and sub-Saharan African DNA. Northern Africans do have Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA inside of them, just like Europeans, just like Asians, and even Pacific Islanders. the only group of people in the whole world that are 100% Homo sapiens are sub-Saharan Africans. So 98% of you is African, no matter who you are. Your human DNA, your Homo sapien DNA, comes from dark brown-skinned people in Africa. I am just an ancestor of an African who migrated up north and adapted to colder climates, narrowed nose, paler skin, and also mixed with other humanoids like the Homo erectus, like Neanderthal, like Denisovans, okay? That is how I was created. But 98% of me, the majority of me, overwhelming majority of me, almost 100% of me comes from Africa. And I am aware of the theory that Black Americans are the true indigenous people and that they do not come from Africa. I realize people believe this, but there is no DNA to back this up. All DNA that we have found in the Americas links to the indigenous people who came from the Bering Strait. So I don't want to mix facts with fiction, okay? Until they can prove with DNA evidence that, you know, Black people are the true indigenous people, until they can find skeletal remains of DNA that is sub-Saharan African or even Northern African that predates the indigenous DNA, then I will consider it. And I am open-minded to it. And I find the theory very intriguing, but I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole. No matter what you believe, the fact is, the part of you that is human comes from dark-skinned people. That's the point I'm trying to make. This should not divide us. This should unify us. This should let us know we all come from one common ancestor and that we are all family at the end of the day.
People are. And then look up how old Europeans are. Let's do that. This is Google. It's not, Google wasn't made by a black person, so no one can say shit to us. So,
Africans are around 7 million years old.
how old are Europeans? We're 7 million years old. All right? Happy birthday, African. I don't know what day it was on, but how old are Europeans?
The genetic lineage of Europe mysteriously transformed about 4,500 years ago.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, hold on.
You're 4,500 years old.
Wait, how old?
And we 7 million.
Well, African civilization was 3150 BC. I think this is a more complicated question. So the oldest civilization is from Southern Africa, the San people from Southern Africa.
The San people that look Asian, yes. The San people, that's where everybody's traced from. You can see the documentary, The Journey of Man, where this white guy, who's a geneticist, proved that. The Journey of Man, it's on YouTube. They even have a book. This white dude went out, so you guys will believe it. Blonde-haired white guy wanted to find out the origin of everyone, and they trace it back to those San people who are from South Africa, who have Asiatic faces. That is where Asian people have their faces from. The Asian look is African. It is not from China. It's from Africa. There are African tribes that have Asiatic faces. That's where the shit comes from. People come from Africa. Why are we surprised? There are albino Africans. You know what that's all I'm saying. So,
right. I think I was actually wrong. I think the whole 4.5 million, because I don't think humans were around millions of years ago.
Well, we're a couple 100,000 years. We're oldest people. We're the oldest people.
Every scientist has been in agreement that Africans were the original humans.
Even though they're mad, they go, damn it. Every time they go to Africa, they dig up another bone. Fuck!
Right.
Fuck!
Coloreds are not a mixture between black and white. First of all, we are the descendants of the first people of the world according to science. Not only of South Africa. Every nation on the planet derives from us. The Chinese, the DNA is traced back to us. The Indians, the white men, the black men, scientifically proves that all of them come from us. So, being us is being most original. There's no one that's more original than us.
My people, I encourage all of you to share this video with any beautiful black children that you know, as I share all the facts that reveal that we are in fact the first people, the first civilization, the first explorers, which is why our ancestors' bones have been found all over the world, including North and South America, thousands of years before anyone else. This information comes from the research of the top archaeologists in the world. Facts. The age of the oldest fossils in Eastern Africa, widely recognized as representing our species, Homo sapiens, has long been uncertain. But now, dating of a massive volcanic eruption in Ethiopia reveals that they are much older than previously thought. And yes, Ethiopia is in Africa, where all black people are from. The remains known as Omo 1 were found in Ethiopia in the late 1960s, and scientists have been attempting to date them precisely ever since by using the chemical fingerprints of volcanic ash layers found above and below the sediments in which the fossils were found. An international team of scientists led by the University of Cambridge has reassessed the age of Omo 1. Earlier attempts to date the fossils suggest that they were less than 200,000 years old, but the new research shows that they must be older than a colossal volcanic eruption that took place 230,000 years ago. The Omo 1 remains were found in the Omo Kabish Formation in southwestern Ethiopia within the East Africa Rift Valley. The region is an area of high volcanic activity and a rich source of early human remains and artifacts such as stone tools. With the eruption of Shala volcano more than 400 kilometers away, the team dated the samples from the volcano to 230,000 years ago. Since the Omo 1 fossils were found deeper than the particular ash layer, they must be more than 230,000 years old. The researchers say that while this study shows a new minimum age for Homo sapiens in Eastern Africa, it's possible that new finds and new studies may extend the age of our species even further back in time. It's probably no coincidence that our earliest ancestors lived in such a geological active rift valley. It collected rainfall in lakes, providing fresh water and attracted animals, and served as a natural migration corridor stretching thousands of kilometers. The volcanoes provided fantastic materials to make stones, and from time to time we had to develop our cognitive skills when large eruptions transformed the landscape. Kristen Lane, head of the Cambridge laboratory where much of the work was carried out, said it's possible that new finds and new studies may extend the age of our species even further back in time. The research was supported in part by the Leverhulme Trust and the Cambridge Africa Research Fund and the Natural Environment Research Council and the National Environmental Isotope Facility. And yes, Ethiopia is in Africa, where all life began, where all black people are from. These are the facts. The top researchers in the world did the work to prove this. All these facts, they keep pouring out. So, I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the first people.